grab your popcorn, kick back and relax, because it's time for some more carnage. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out Tapir, a solo on that. So this is the continuation of the 25-man series that I've been doing. So you can see the statues there. A little bit more troop damage than you usually see, but you'll see that the core health on this base was pretty high, so he definitely needed every bit of it. So I will check out the statues. So 945% for the health, 320. This is Forlorn Hope. I do believe all the cores have 200k health on them though. So 200k plus 945 percent, whatever that is. Off the top of my head, don't really know. But it's very high, it's in the millions. So anyway, artillerying the mines. There is a cost reduction tribe at the moment for artillery, so he would have got that just a tad cheaper. So the first flare was placed sort of like on the left tile of this machine gun. So there's that, and slightly above this line, not dead on it, but just sort of there. So there's that. The exact placement, I feel like, isn't extremely important. I think had he got sort of like a little bit more to the right, it wouldn't have been the biggest deal. Because based on where he started his flare, they wouldn't have went on the right side of this building anyway. It would have only really happened like that had he delayed his first flare up a little bit. So you can see his Zookas haven't fully got to that flare yet, but he's already flared up. So you can see that he's placing these flares like he is, timing them, means that had he waited until the Zookas sort of spaced out around this flare, he would have lost some of the grouping, and that would have made his walk just up on between these next buildings not so tight. So his next flare he placed on the corner of the core, in line with this like line that's on the floor. It's sort of hard to see on my screen because I'm using Android. Android textures on the floor aren't as sharp as what iOS has for some reason. I don't know why that's a thing. But that's sort of what I'd be using as a guide, rather than the exact tile of like this machine gun or whatever. I feel like the line on the floor is just the best guide, and trying to make it not so close that it hits the core, because if it hits the core, of course, then they're going to lose their grouping a lot. So you can see that that flare location allows them to go in between these buildings, which allowed him to space those two smokes out just a little bit. So now you can see he's about to flare. I'm going to halftime it. So the reason why we put the flare there, and you can see that he's going to start putting his smokes, double smoking near the flare because of the spreading. So the reason for that particular flare location, rather than be the left, is that when the Zookas spread around, we have to shock these mortars, and we don't want too many of our Zookas to be like around that when we shock them, because we don't want to shock too many of our Zookas. He will be flaring the core very soon. I'm waiting for that press. Did I miss it? Okay, no. So he just pressed it there, so you can see where his Zookas, some of them have already got to the flare, but not all of them yet. So the timing on the smoke isn't the important part there. It's actually where the Zookas were positioned. So in a second, you're going to see him place critters like around these machine guns, and then straight after he's going to start shocking, starting with this, then that, then these machine guns, and I believe that's all he shocks, because this rocket launcher is out of range. So we will see this in half times. I believe I missed the press. Okay, so we just seen that one, so I did miss the exact press on the critter box for this one, but I guarantee you it was dead on 9 o'clock when he did that. So that mortar one just got pressed, and the shock on these machine guns just got pressed. I believe the critter box will distract these mortars. I believe that's all his shocks. I believe it was just 3 shocks. So now that you can see there's already a critter box being placed. So pretty much the moment that critter box lands, you want to place another one down. Because right on that. Now, it's hard to see the press when there's like lots of stuff happening and the buildings change color. Which is why I didn't focus on that too much. The reason why you press the critter box so soon is because when I go back to normal speed, because there's no reason for me to keep this at half times, you'll see that those critters die extremely quick. There is no survivability. So pretty much when those critters, those next set deploy, it'll be pretty much right on when they die, just because it dies so quick. So I'll show you guys. Look at that. So they just died, and now all those critters are being targeted. Now, all the critters are now dead, and now the Zookas will start the rocket launchers will start firing at that. But we do have to wait for them to reload. So now they've just got their last shot off on that HQ. It's got almost no health, and everything's going to start blasting it. And boom! Got it with that last shot, lucky for us. Very, very high health version of Tapir, but managed to get the win. So I thought you guys might enjoy this particular base. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. This was a pretty sick Tapir to show. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed it, smack the thumbs up button, tell me what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.